You're going to love this. Trust me.
Yo, welcome back to the channel, Dragon Ball Junkies. It's your boy Josh bringing you another reveal video for the Dragon Ball Super Card Game Set 17 Ultimate Squad. Today, we are checking out the new Piccolo leader and the new Namekian archetype. A lot of people have been super hyped about this, myself included. I've been waiting for an all Namekian deck. We had Piccolo Surge a long time ago, which did well, and then it got nerfed, and you know, that wasn't a pure Namekian deck, but it had some Piccolo stuff in it. But now we finally got a deck that seems like it's going to be 90% Namekians. It's going to have to be. So this is going to be really cool. I'm excited about this. It brings back some older cards. Let's get into the reveals right now, boys. All right, guys, here we are at the Dragon Ball Super Card Game Facebook page. Link will be down in the description. Check it out. Check the Facebook page out for all the new reveals and tournament information, all the good stuff. But here we go. We got a new leader. We got the Piccolo leader. This is Yellow Piccolo. Place one Namekian card from your hand under this card. When this card attacks, draw one card. Then look it up to 5 cards from the top of your deck. Add up to one green or yellow Namekian card among them to your hand. Then shuffle your deck. So we've been seeing this with a lot of the leaders recently. A lot of this attack. Put a certain type of card under your leader. And then you get to draw. Some of them will let you draw 2. Some of them only let you draw 1, which kind of sucks. But this one's cool because it's almost one of the draw 2. So you will still plus after you put the card under, as long as you hit your search. But even if you don't hit your search, you'll still just break even. You're not negging. But you're going to have a lot of Namekians in this deck because you're not going to want to whiff your search, and you're not going to want to not be able to put a Namekian under this guy. So that's why I say this is going to be like a pure Namekian deck. If you're using this leader, you're going to have a lot of these new Namekian cards. And before, we just didn't have enough good Namekians to really build a whole Namekian deck. But now with some of this support, I think we're finally going to be able to do it, boys. It's going to be green, yellow. It's going to be pretty cool. So the awakening is when your life is at 4 less, or there are 2 or more cards under this card. You may draw 1 card, switch 1 energy to active, add cards from your life to your hand until you have 5 life left, and flip this card over. So if you're not on the on the attack, so if you're going second, you'll be able to awaken turn 2 pretty consistently. Because when you attack, you'll put a Namekian under here. There might be other ways to get Namekians under this guy in the new support. We'll find out shortly, but you should be able to awaken turn 2 pretty consistently as long as you're on the attack. Otherwise, you'll be awakening turn 3 unless we see other cards to put under this. On the awaken side, that art looks great. Piccolo Supreme Power. Permanent. When placing battle cards under other cards to pay skill costs for your Namekian Union Absorb skills, you can use cards from under this card instead. Okay, so I'm guessing the Union Absorb Namekians that we have out, you know, when you do Union Absorb, you put a card underneath the card. You'll be able to not minus from your hand to do your Union Absorb or your field. You'll be able to take them from under this leader and put them under. So that's really cool. And auto, place 1 Namekian card from your hand under this card. When this card attacks, draw 2 cards. Nice, so you can't whip the search on the awaken side. And then activate battle once per turn. Place 1 card from under this card in its owner's drop area. This card gets plus 5,000 power for the battle. Nice, so it becomes a 20k during battle. That's pretty cool. And then the first battle card we see is the 3 cost, dual color, green, yellow. 1 specified green, 1 specified yellow, 1 cost 10k combo power Piccolo fusing with Nail. Energy exhaust, critical. It's critical, nice. Critical 15k. Permanent. Once per turn, if this card would be KO'd in battle, you may place 1 card from under this card in its owner's drop area instead. Nice, so you can swing with him as a crit without worrying about your opponent just attacking him and killing him the following turn. You'll be able to protect him. That is once per turn on that permanent though. And then activate battle, so they'll have to swing twice to kill it. Activate battle once per turn. Switch this card to rest mode. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 5 or less in rest mode and KO it. If you KO'd a card, your opponent discards 1 card from their hand. Nice. So we got a little bit of hand control in here. That is pretty cool. Then we have a 4-cost, also dual color Piccolo fused with Kami. 1 specified green, 1 specified yellow. Energy exhaust, critical, double strike. None of these cards have barrier or deflect, so they may be easily removed or counterplayed, which is kind of a problem. It has evolve for 1 yellow and 2 of any color onto a Piccolo or a Kami. Nice. I'm definitely going to put some of the black Kamis in here, the board wipers. Permanent, if this card has 1 or more cards under it and would be removed from your battle area by opponent's skill, you may place all of the cards under this card in the owner's drop area instead. Similar to the last one, but you're going to have multiple cards under this guy. And then auto, when this card is played, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and KO them. Nice. So we've got a lot of removal. This says removal, ignoring barrier, but they are going to have to be in rest mode. Andy's a god. Somebody said play this in Great Priest deck. Travi said, yeah, he's a god. Nice. But I think that the last one is not a god. Right. This one is not a god. I guess because he hasn't fused with Kami yet. Once he fuses with Kami, he becomes a god. Even though I think technically isn't Piccolo already a god from the beginning? I don't know. But anyway, that's the first set. Let's move on. Alright, we have now a 1-cost green Piccolo First Fusion. I like the art on that. That looks pretty cool. Just a 1-cost. It's a 4K. Union Absorb once per turn for 1 energy. If your leader card is a Namekian card and you choose 1 Namekian card in your hand or battle area and place it under this card, play up to 1 Yellow Piccolo card with the energy cost of 3 from your deck or hand on top of this card, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So we can get that dual color critical Piccolo 3-cost fused with Nail out for 1 energy by fusing it with this guy. And I believe, even though it says choose 1 card in your hand or battle area and place it under this card, see, it's telling us specifically we have to do that, but it seems like our leader would counter that so that you would be able to use a card from under your leader to do the fusion. Let me know if I'm right about that, because I don't know, it's telling us specifically we have to choose 1 in our hand or battle area, but then our leader says we can use cards from under it. So we should be able to use a Namekian card under our leader, put it under this. One thing I will say, you're not going to want to do this until you awaken, because you want to let your cards under your leader build up to 2 so you could awaken. So if you put a card under your leader and then you do this play, you lose that card from under your leader to do the fusion, and it delays your awakening. So you may want to wait till you're awakened to start doing this. But if you can awaken turn 2, then 2 energy, you can do this and then fuse. Auto, when this card is played, look at up to 5 cards on the top of your deck, add up to 1 green or yellow Namekian card with energy cost of 4 or less among them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Now this guy's getting the 3 cost from your deck, so when you do this search, you're probably not going to want to grab a 3 cost. You're going to want to grab your 4 cost Piccolo fused with Kami. Then we've got another Piccolo fusing with Kami. Fusing with Kami. I think it's slightly different. This is a 4-cost mono green. 1 specified green. It's a critical. Evolve for 3 onto a Piccolo or Kami. Activate battle once per turn. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 4 or less, ignoring barrier, and KO it. Similar to the other one. I think the other one's better, but this one is good because it's mono green, so it won't be as clunky in your deck with energy exhaust and 1 cost 10k combo. So that's pretty cool. And then we've got Piccolo fusing further. Another 1-cost green. Union Absorb once per turn for 2 if your leader card is a Namekian card and you have 3 or more energy, and you choose 1 Namekian card in your hand or battle area and place it under this card. Play up to 1 green Piccolo card, energy cost of 4 on top of this card from your deck, then shuffle your deck. Just like that other 1 drop, except this goes into our 4 drop, the other 1 drop goes into our 3 drop. And then auto, when this card is played, draw 1 card. Okay, and then the last set of the new Namekian cards. So we're getting a lot of yellow cards in the next set, by the way, guys. A lot of green, a lot of yellow. And the way that they're revealing them is different than normal. They usually do it in sets by color. It seems like they're doing it by archetype with these reveals. They're releasing one archetype at a time. And it seems like a lot of the archetypes are multiple colors, because the next, I've already seen some of the new reveals for the next thing, which is the Meta Cooler archetype, and it's got 3 different colors in it, guys. It's a Rasta deck. So we're gonna talk about these reveals as the archetypes are shown. A little different than how we've done it in the past, but this is a 3-cost Yellow Piccolo with Nail's Might. 1 specified yellow. Evolve for 2 yellows onto a Piccolo or Nail. It's a 20k. When this card is played or attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it when it's played or attacks. And that's not once per turn. So you can play him and then attack and potentially KO 2 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, not ignoring barrier. Auto, if it's your opponent's turn, when this card is used in a combo from your hand, choose up to 1 Namekian card in your battle area and switch it to active mode. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Especially since, if you got some blocker, maybe a strong blocker or something, that's pretty neat. And then we've got a 1-cost specified yellow, mono yellow Piccolo ready to fuse. Union Absorb once per turn. If you lead a card as a Namekian card, choose a Namekian card in your hand or battle area. Place it under this card. Play up to 1 yellow Piccolo card, energy cost of 3 from your hand or deck. So just like the 1-drop green one, this one goes into our 3-drop. And all these Union Absorbs are once per turn. But that's not limit 1. So if you have other copies of different 1-drops out, you could do other Union Absorbs. And then auto, when this card is played, look at 5 cards at the top of your deck, add a yellow Namekian card to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So it's a searcher, and it helps us get into our fusion chain. And then we've got another one. So with green and yellow, we get 2 1-drops each. This is going to be the same as the green one. It goes into our 4-drop, and it has an auto when this card is played, draw 1 card. So cantrips that let us fuse for yellow. And then we're back to Piccolo with Nail's Might. And that is it for all the new support for the Namekian archetype, but I am going to show you guys some card ideas that you could throw into this deck in one moment. Alright guys, so now we're over at DBS Deck Planet. Check them out to build your decks. Great place to build decks. Lots of useful tools that you guys can use, but here's some ideas just for some cards that we could throw into the deck. So first, we're going to look at Piccolo Cunning Strategist. This is a power booster, I believe. A power booster promo. It's auto burst 3. When you play this card from your hand, choose a Namekian or Universe 7 original energy cost of 4 less, negate its skills for the duration of the turn and play it. So you could use this to basically get into your 4-drop Piccolo fused with Kami for 1 less energy, but when he comes out, he will have his skills negated. Just remember that. Or you could use this to go into this card, which is a expensive card. It's popped up right now due to hype because of this deck. Every now and then, this card, it hasn't been reprinted. It's from Draft Box 1, which was a very limited print set, hard to get. I never got a single Draft Box 1, so I don't have any of these cards, and this card is pretty expensive right now. It may drop back down, but this card's really good. It's got barrier, activate battle once per turn, bond 2. So as long as you have 2 other cards on the field, choose one of your opponent's battle cards original with an energy cost of 5 or less and KO it. If you KO'd a card, draw a card. So basically, you can do that on your turn and the opponent's turn. A lot of times, if they swing with something that costs less than 5 and doesn't have barrier, you're just going to be able to pop it. Or they swing with something different, you could still pop that same card as long as it's 5 or less. It does not ignore barrier. And then you get to draw a card. This card's very good. You can get into it with your Cunning Strategist. And you could also get into this with some of those 1-drops. With some of those 1-drops that let you go into a 4-cost green Piccolo. You could get into this guy. So this guy's price is popping up. If you don't have this guy, or you want to do a similar thing, or you want to use a proxy, we have a cheaper, older version of this card. We have Kami's Power Piccolo. Similar card. This one has double strike, though, which is pretty cool. Activate main once per turn. Bond 2. When you have 2 or more battle cards, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So this one actually gets around. This one doesn't have the 5 cost specification. You don't draw the card, and this isn't activate battle, so you can only do this on your turn. On the plus side, this one does have double strike again, but the other one is just better because potentially you could draw a card every turn off of its skill and KO something. But this is much cheaper. This is from BT4. I do have these cards. You know, if you want to do a budget alternative to the assimilated ability, you can use Kami's Power Piccolo. And then we've got Assimilate. Choose up to 1 green or yellow Namekian card with energy cost of 2 or less from your deck. Add it to your hand, and then shuffle your deck after the errata. This is a free extra card. It's just a free, basically, free draw card, you know? It gives cycling to your deck. If you draw this, you just do it for free, and then you get to search out your super combo, which is a 2-cost green Namekian. So Assimilate can be thrown in the deck for sure. And then last but not least, I talked about this a while ago when we were talking about the new Namekian deck. This is the new Championship 2022 Nail Namekian Guardian. If you played at any of the regionals, you would have got one of these guys. He's a blocker for 1 cost blocker, so you play him out for 1, and then you block an attack and he dies. When you have 2 yellow energy, if your leader card is yellow, when this card is KO'd, play up to 1 Piccolo fused with Nail from your deck, then shuffle your deck. If you played a card, place up to 3 Namekian cards under it from your drop area. So what you do, you play this guy out for 1 when you have, you know, on like turn 3. You can play this guy out for 1, then you block an attack, you use your other 2 energy to play out this guy. Now, this guy seems a little underwhelming, but when you look at this skill here, is actually pretty freaking good because he's a double strike 20k, and he's got activate main. He does not have deflect, so he's susceptible to getting counterplayed pretty easily by a lot of stuff. But if you get him out, activate main once per turn, choose 1. You're probably not going to choose this first option. Since your Nail lets you put 3 Namekians under him, you'll choose the second option. If there are 3 or more Namekian cards under this card gains barrier until the end of your opponent's next turn. Okay, here's the cool part. Then choose up to 1 of your opponent's energy, switch it to rest mode. That card can't be switched to active mode until the end of your opponent's next turn. Your opponent doesn't untap at the end of their next turn, though. They don't untap until their following turn. So you can basically have your opponent playing a turn behind with this card. If you do that Nail combo on turn 3, and this is what I was thinking about. Say you play that Nail out turn 1. This is what I'm about to say is just hypothetical. It's just, you know, an idea I'm throwing out there. But say turn 1, you get your Nail out. Turn 2, you block with the Nail. You get one of these out on turn 2. There's no term limit to this. So turn 2, you're going to lock down one of their energies. So now, their turn 3, they're playing with 2 energy. They're playing a turn behind. They're playing with 2 energy. They go through their whole turn. It comes back to you. They're probably going to be tapped out because they only had 2 energy on turn 3. Then, you know, so they're playing a turn behind. But then turn 4, if somehow your turn 3, you can get 2 more of these Nails out. Do you guys follow what I'm trying to say with this? If by turn 4, if you could resolve 2 of these, I don't know if it's possible, but let me know in the comments if you get where I'm going with this. Like turn 2, turn 3, you lock down one of their energies. They're playing a turn behind. Turn 4, if you can resolve 2 of these somehow, then they're going into their turn 5 with 3 energy. Now they're 2 turns behind. So you just keep locking down their energy, and they're playing the game behind. And then you got double strikes coming at them. You got criticals coming at them. It seems pretty cool. So that's what I'm going to try to build the deck around is this package here. But I will be using a lot of these cards plus the new cards. So check that out, guys. But that is all I have for you for this new Namekian archetype. Okay, Dragon Ball Junkies, that is all for the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know in the comments section what you think about this new Piccolo and Namekian archetype. I'm definitely going to be deck testing this one. I'm definitely going to get you guys a deck list. I'm really excited about it. I'll be playing it and checking it out. So let me know what you guys think. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Hit the bell so you know when I make new videos. Check me out on Twitch TV/DragonBallJunkie for all the live gameplay of Dragon Ball Super Card Game and other games. And you can get in a game with me if you just jump in one. That's all you got to do. But until next time, I'm out, boys. Watch the video, watch the playlist. I'll catch you later. Peace.